Hello and welcome to my weekly video on gua sha. So we're going to try and get through this with the dog which is barking behind me, which is my neighbour's dog, which is, let's just say it has some problems. So what I want to talk to you today about is directions. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you can get notification of when I have other videos which are coming out. And don't forget that you can study with me if you really want to understand about the natural world around us and what that really means with gua sha. Then come and study with me. I'm at the Komorebi Institute and you'll find all of those links in the description. So when you're scraping on your body or on your face or anywhere, which direction do you scrape in? So for example, do you scrape up the arm or down the arm? Do you scrape up the back or down the back? Do you scrape up the legs or down the legs? Questions like that. So the main answer to these questions is it depends. Now, what I'm doing in the forest today, I'm actually looking for asparagus because it's asparagus season. And somewhere around here, there's going to be some asparagus that I can pick and we can eat it tonight. So should you spot any, you tell me. So this is a boar path, so it's pretty tricky to walk through. So the forest doesn't like to, the forest often grabs you in some way, and the forest has grabbed me at the moment, so I'm just going to try and get my way through. So with direction, it all depends on the natural direction of that body part. So for example, if I was going to scrape down the inside of my arm, then the logical way to scrape is coming down towards my hand. If I was going to scrape on the outside of my arm, the logical way to scrape is going up towards my shoulder. Why? Well, because this is the natural tendency of the body. And how do I know this? This is the wisdom of the ancient Chinese. So of course you can scrape in opposite directions, but this is the particular directions which are going to get the best results, and they're not going to cause any problems with the body. If I'm going to scrape my neck, do I want to go down my neck or up my neck? Well, that's the interesting thing, because lots of people go up the neck, but in fact, going down the neck is the natural tendency for gua sha, especially when you're doing the back or the sides of the neck. On the back, you're on the trapezius muscle, and on the sides, you're on the sternocleidomastoid muscle. They're downwards. Well, let's suppose I want to treat someone who's got a tight chest and kind of there's problems emotionally going on in the heart. So the heart channel is on your arm and it's coming up the inside of your arm, actually going into your armpit. So we want to come from the armpit coming down the arm. We don't want to go the other way. This is the natural blood flow of the principles that were put down by the ancient Chinese. So what are the general principles for direction? So generally, you want to be going away from the midline. So if it's on your face, you're coming away from the midline of your face, coming towards the side of your face. If it's on the body, you're coming away from the midline of the body and coming to the sides. So this has to be combined with a downwards direction, generally on the body. Not the arms and the legs, because the arms and the legs are slightly different. So it's the body, just generally you want to go down in the body. So there's this principle of away from the midline, but also coming down on the body. Now arms and legs, well, they're going to go up and down according to which part of the arm and the leg you're dealing with. So remember, if it's on the inside of your arm, you're coming down to the hand. If it's on the outside of your arm, you're coming from the hand to your shoulder. So it's exactly the same with your leg, but it's switched the other way. So if you're on the inside of your leg, you're coming up towards your groin area. And if you're on the outside of the leg or the back of the leg, you're coming down towards the toes. So the arms and the legs, they're switched. So let me summarize. So head and face, you're coming away from the midline, and generally it's a downwards movement. You can move slightly upwards, but it's generally coming down. And the neck area, that's coming down. The whole body area, generally you're coming down, and maybe coming slightly outwards from the midline. Arms and legs, well, you're coming up and down depending on the side you're on. So if you follow these general principles of the direction of movement, then your treatment will be so much better with gua sha. So here's an asparagus, but I've showed this before to some people, but if we have a look down here, can you see this plant? Now this plant, so this one here is a fresh asparagus, and this one was I think it must have been me actually. I might have picked this one a couple of weeks ago, and then this is what happens afterwards. It has a different growth spurt which comes out from the sides, whereas when it hasn't been picked, it just goes straight up. It's a fascinating example of there's a certain growth pattern which is in nature, and which I explain in great detail if you study with me. And that's what gua sha is all about. So that's today's tip about using gua sha from the forest. So I'm quite happy I've got my asparagus here, and I'll see you next week.